I think when you're sort of zooming in or zooming out, I should say, a lot of my work is at the 30,000 foot level, right? Like, I love doing, local radio with the teams that are playing, and the Chiefs might be more focused in on like, can our backup linebacker hold up against Christian McCaffrey if need be in coverage, right? Whereas the reality when covering the league from sort of a national level at large is that, this is going to be a defining moment one way or the other. In the case of Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, it's 3 out of 4 back to back for the first time in 20 years, and the chance to kind of cement his status as maybe the second greatest quarterback ever. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, while they're really good and there are a lot of young players in this roster, like when will Kyle Shanahan get over the hump here? And for this team, while it's great that they're back for the second time in 4 years, they can obviously keep this thing rolling here, but until you've won it, the idea that it's a guarantee to be back is a lot harder to wrap your head around. So certainly keep an eye on sort of the larger picture impact of these two franchises.
I feel with the 49ers, there's a couple of narratives, and they might have shed them already during the postseason, but Kyle Shanahan playing from behind, couldn't win in the fourth quarter. He's done that twice now.
Yep, that helps.
Brock Purdy being a little uneven, but then coming from behind and winning those games too, with game-winning drives against the Packers and Detroit, 24/7. You think overcoming those, obstacles prepares them for a Super Bowl against a very good Kansas City Chiefs defense.
Totally, it does. And, obviously it's not ideal to fall behind early in the game, but I do think there's less fear factor for the 49ers if they do fall behind again in the Super Bowl. They kind of understand that's that you have to overcome those challenges in order to prove to yourself you can do it again and again. And then Brock Purdy, guys, it's like so funny to me. It's like, is he a game manager? Is he not? Here's what I know. I mean, I'm not trying to sound like stating the obvious here, but it's like, how many quarterbacks have played in the Super Bowl? This is Super Bowl 58?
Yeah.
So if I do my math correctly, that means that these two teams will be the 115th and 16th teams to ever play in the Super Bowl. And of course, a lot of those have been occupied by the same quarterbacks, right? Mahomes is in his fourth already. And, Brady played in 10, like Peyton Manning played in 4. Like, you just kind of do the math, and it's like, I don't know exactly how many number of starting quarterbacks have ever played in the Super Bowl, but the answer is probably like around 70 or so. Like, that's rare air for Brock Purdy. So whether he's a game manager or not, on Sunday he might be a Super Bowl champion. And as we know, oftentimes Super Bowl champion, the quarterback is a Super Bowl MVP. So I'm a big proponent of the idea that like what makes sports great is it's not what you do, or it's not how you get there, but it's what you do when you get there. And in the case of Brock Purdy, like the minute he showed up at the 49ers facility, yes, he was the last pick. He was Mr. Irrelevant, but in the same way that, like, if a second-round pick struggles, if a seventh-round pick struggles, they could be out the door in a year. So I have a lot of admiration for the fact that Brock has been undeterred and kind of continued to find his way.